Hello, food lovers from around the world, and welcome. I always wonder why tomato basil soup is considered a fall soup and not a summer one, as all the ingredients used to make it are at their peak in the middle of the summer. So, anyway, I guess we'll make it in the summer when we have the fresh ingredients, and then we'll eat it in the fall when is its season. In this video, I will show you how you can make the best soup, but also how you can preserve it for the fall or winter on your pantry shelf. Now let's get started. You will need fresh ripe tomatoes, preferably the Roma type, fresh basil and oregano, onions, garlic, salt, pepper, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar. Just simple ingredients for this. We will roast our vegetables until they will have a nice char, and that will give them an amazing flavor. So to do that, first we have to cut the onions in halves or quarters and put them in a deep pan together with the garlic. We season with salt and pepper. Next, we core the tomatoes. And then we half them. We again add them to the pan and we season them well. We need deep pans for this as the tomatoes will release a lot of juice when baking. We drizzle the olive oil and the balsamic vinegar over everything. The balsamic vinegar will help caramelize further the vegetables and give them a nice deep flavor. Now we're ready to roast them at 450 degrees Fahrenheit until nicely brown and soft. It will take about 45 minutes to an hour depending on your oven. Try to rotate the pan so that each get brown evenly. When they're ready, we transfer everything, including that amazing juice, to a big pot or a bowl. My pot was not big enough, as it usually happens, and then I had to transfer them to a bigger bowl. This soup is a great way to use up those extra tomatoes you have in your summer garden. Now we want to blend everything well together until very smooth. I first tried this hand blender, but I soon realized that it wasn't doing the job well, so I ended up blending in my powerful Vitamix, and I was much happier with the result. When that's done, we strain the mixture into the big pot. Straining it will ensure that we won't get any seeds or peels in our soup, and it will be smooth and creamy. If you guys like canning or are just beginning your canning journey and would like to know more about it, check out my channel. I have a playlist dedicated just to canning, and it ranges from tomato sauce to sweet things such as apple compote or pear compote and jams. Once in the pot, we can add the fresh basil and oregano bunches. We don't need to chop them as we will remove them later. We just want their aroma inside, not the green color too. If we were to blend them, the soup will change color and become brownish and it won't look very appealing. We boil the soup for about 30 minutes or until it reduces a little. It thickens slightly and fills your kitchen with its wonderful smell. Then we fish out the herbs and we can discard them. They already did their job. If you are stopping here and are not planning on canning the soup, then you're done. you are ready to enjoy this masterpiece. I took a quick soup break before I started canning it as I couldn't wait to try it. I poured myself a nice portion, drizzled a bit of heavy cream, a little fresh grated Parmesan cheese, and I served it with a few slices of my toasted country sourdough bread. I can't even begin to describe the flavors. Smooth, velvety, savory, warming, and comforting. I'm looking forward to a cool fall evening to enjoy this cozy soup again. But now I have to get back to work and finish the project. I ladled the hot soup in clean hot pint jars, leaving half of an inch space at the top. If you want more details about the canning process, check out my tomato sauce recipe where I explain how to heat up the jars for canning projects and why you need to. Then I wipe the rims with a paper towel. I put the clean lids on, and then the bands. We are ready for the final step, which is sterilizing the jars in a water bath canner. We submerge the jars in hot water. We cover it with a lid and turn the heat to high. Meanwhile, I was also boiling some sweet corn for the kids as they love it. That day, we had all kinds of summer flavors in our kitchen. Back to our jars. When the water starts boiling, put the timer for 40 minutes. You can lower the heat after, but make sure that they are still boiling. When the time has passed, take them out of the canner and onto a cooling rack or a clean towel. Allow them to cool overnight undisturbed so they can seal properly. You can check the seal by pressing in the middle of the lid and it shouldn't move or make any popping sound at all. In the morning, we can remove the bands, label and store our jars. I like removing the bands so that I make sure that the jars are truly sealed and that the lids are not kept in place by the bands only. Don't make the mistake of not labeling and dating your canned goods. You will think you remember what is inside of each one, but I promise you that after a couple of years you will have no clue anymore. And yes, these cans can last for years in the pantry. All you have to do when you are in the mood for the soup is get out a jar, pour it into a pot, heat it, drizzle some heavy cream, parmesan, and serve it with croutons, and you've got a perfect quick lunch. The only problem I have now is that my pantry shelves are absolutely full and I have no more room for new ones. Not a bad problem to have, but still a problem. If you would like a pantry tour when I show you everything I can, please let me know in the comments below and I will make it happen. Until then, thank you for being here today. If you would like to support the channel, please subscribe, comment, like and share. Bye!